Washington State has to play 3 different Power 4 opponents to begin the season, and we're here to tell you that they will not, and I repeat, will not lose to all 3 of those opponents.
You are Locked On Pac-12, your daily podcast on the Pac-12 Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yes, welcome on into this bonus episode, Locked On Pac-12. I'm Christian Rauh. He's Gavin Hite of Up West Sports. If you can tell by the hats, it's a Wazzu bonus episode.
A Wazzu.
A Wazzu on a kazoo. Let's do that. I love that. Look at that. Oh man, words are hard, but that's okay. We're here to break it down with some Washington State thoughts. I want to get your thoughts about the offense right now because it seems like that's slow. It's going slow in the growing pains of Kirby Moore. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but this might be contradicting about what I'm about to say next, because that's where I want to lead. They play 3 Power 4 opponents to start off the season. Washington, Kansas State, Arizona. You know, that's crazy. That's insane. That's a tough schedule. Might be one of the toughest schedules in college football when you look at it from the non-conference slate. And I think you could make an argument. I don't think there is a single way. I mean, I don't think there's a possibility, of course, but I just can't see Washington State losing all 3 of those games, Gavin. I just can't see it happening.
Well, and, I'll battle some of the people that have put us at ranked 88th in the nation. And some of them, I think someone had us in the 130s out of 138. They put us that low. Yeah, I'm sorry. I disagree with it. And you're going to see this team. I promise you, this team is going to be a whole lot better than what you think. They're very well led. And this team has a mission. And the first 4 games of the year are going to be a little bit telling. Absolutely. Are we going to lose a game? There's a chance that we lose one of these games, if not a second one. I don't think you're going to get out of the first 4 games being 1-3. I just don't think that that's going to I really think 2-2 is the bar. And I think that there's a chance that we snake even another win out of that. This team is more ready than opponents will give us. And granted, we'll get to the offensive part. I think that there's some challenges that lie ahead that need to be addressed and attacked here in the next couple of weeks. But this defense is going to keep us in some of these games, in most of these games, in my opinion. And these boys are ready. These boys are hungry, and I know that they're ready to get after it.
There is obviously it all depends on what happens in that first game, that standalone Sunday game in Seattle against the Huskies. It's on NBC. I mean, it is like the perfect opportunity to put Washington State back on the map for Kirby Moore. And it's like a perfect prime opportunity to take down a team that's now going to be, playing their first game of the season against the Cougars, ranked as the 17th team in the country. Washington State is going in and facing a top 25 team. Washington now ranked in the AP top 25, 17th. And look, I think Washington's going to be a really good team this year. I really do. I think their defense is really tight. I think if you hear our folks over at Locked On Huskies, Roman Tomashoff, he'll talk about it, how he believes the defense is really good. He's came on this show before and talked about it. They're really good at stopping the run. Washington State struggled against the run or running the football last year. Can they fix that and turn it around this year? Can they steal a win in Kirby Moore's first game of the season? And then, oh, by the way, right after that, you got to travel to Manhattan to take on Kansas State. Those are tough 2 road trips to start off your season. But again, I'm going to go back to it. You add Arizona into that mix in Pullman. Obviously, Duquesne's in that mix as well. I think Duquesne's a good win. I just don't see you losing to Washington State, Kansas State, and Arizona to start the season for Kirby Moore. Just can't see it.
I don't see it either. However, if we get through those 4 games and we see if we're 0-4, oh boy, we got our work cut out for us. By no means would I be calling for heads or anything like that. It would just be, okay, we need to get back to the drawing board and attack the Pac-12, being able to move forward. However, getting back to these 4 non-con games, yeah, I really think that the team that we have, everybody that's put in place, and when we do decide over here in the next, I guess, 3 or 4 days, we'll have an answer on the quarterback situation. That's what we're all waiting and anticipating, is who's going to be running with the ones. That's what I'm excited about, and that's what I think we're all waiting for, to be able to move forward offensively. Defensively, I mean, we got breaking news over the past couple of days. We got Sonny Finau being able to get his 5th year back, and he's back. I don't know how much of an impact he's going to make right away, but yeah, there's going to be a lot to like about this team. There's going to be a lot to like about this defense. This defense is going to just I don't even know how to describe it, man. They're going to do a whole lot better than anybody's giving them credit for. And you're going to see, at least at the very bare minimum, you are going to see hints of it against Washington. These boys are going to come out hungry. I can guarantee you that. And you are going to see how hungry this defense is in that first game. No doubt about it.
If you beat Washington, the conversation turns into, can you be 4-0 in non-conference? I think that's very fair to say. I think it's easily the toughest of the team of the four you play heading into before Pac-12 play. Washington, obviously, they're AP ranked. They have a very good defense. Demond Williams is not a quarterback that you just look the other side of. I mean, he played really good against Washington State last year. Washington is easily the toughest team, I'll even say, on your whole schedule this year. You know, Boise State, obviously, that rivalry they're trying to build up, that's a tough one as well. But Washington, you're starting off with the toughest. It only gets easier from there in the eyes of playing the Huskies. You beat that game. Who knows what Washington State can truly do. Kansas State, on the flip side, just lost their left tackle, an all Big 12 player in John Pastore, and they have a brand new coach. They have a lot of new turning pieces as well, just like Kirby Moore and Washington State has. I think that game's a lot closer than many people are giving it credit to, although it is in Manhattan. I think that gives a little bit of an advantage to Kansas State, but I wouldn't count that one out. And then Arizona, they've been a peak and valley team the last 2 years. Last year they kind of figured it out a little bit. Brett Brennan was on the hot seat, but 2 years ago they were in trouble. They were in big trouble. Their defense was not looking good. Noah Fafita did not look good 2 years ago. What kind of Arizona Wildcats team do you get in 2026? That's the big question. I think 2-2 is the floor, Gavin. I truly do. I think it's either Kansas State or Arizona. If I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if they take down Washington. But man, heading out of this non-conference play 2-2 would be a big win for Kirby Moore.
And that's the other part of this is I respect the guys that we have on our schedule here. As much as our colors clash and our fan bases clash with the Purple Pups across the way, they got a good team. They truly do. And yeah, it makes you hungry to go want it. And this is the one that we want out of all three. If we go 1-3 in this first four games, yeah, we all kind of want that. I'd rather lose to Duquesne and also win against UW, and then head into the Pac-12 hopefully in a better sense of winning. I'm wild, but that's the game I think we all want. We want.
Could you imagine that happening? Could you imagine winning the Apple Cup?
Our fan base. Yeah, imagine winning the very first game of the year against a team that a lot of people said that you'll never win that game, and then losing to Duquesne. Yeah, I think our fan base would be a little bit. What do they call that? What are they saying? 6-7 nowadays? No. Yeah, they might be a little up and down on all that, but it just keeps us going for the Pac-12, my man.
Let's talk about offensive struggles, because you're already bringing struggles on the podcast, bringing out these youngster memes on the show. Oh, man, you did that on my show. You did the thing, the bobble. Let's get the other side. This bonus edition Locked On Pac-12. Hey, but first, this bonus episode, Locked On Pac-12, is brought to you by our friends at Kalshi. Before the season even kicks off, everyone's making predictions. Who wins the conference? Who can make the playoffs? Who's lifting the trophy at season's end? Well, on Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade those predictions in a live market. It's all about Wazzu on this bonus episode, so let's check out. We're looking at the College Football Pac-12 championship winner. Washington State seen as the 5th favorite right now, according to our friends at Kalshi, only a 10%, and it's going in the wrong direction. Cougs fans, it's going down. So if you believe that the Washington State Cougars could go ahead and win the Pac-12, right now a $100 trade potentially could get you a max payout of over $940. That's right. That's right. If you stick with them, if you pick right now that Washington State's going all the way, you believe in Kirby Moore, you could get very close to $1,000 off a $100 trade. And on Kalshi, you're trading against your peers in the live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position, trade the draft, pick the game, and more on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app. Use code LOCKEDON. Check it. That's code LOCKEDON to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. It's Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contracts trading involve risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory. Well, thank God they don't play 13 games on the season. Maybe they do, because maybe if they go 6-6 and lose a bowl game, I guess they could be what the youngsters like to say, what Gavin Hite said with the juggling motion. That's where I'm going to go with on that one. If you're an audio listener, you can decide what I mean by that. Welcome on back to the show, Lockdown Pac-12. I'm Christian Rauh, Gavin Hite of Up West Sports. Join me. Look, there's been some conversation, some chatter circling, obviously, about the quarterback situation at Washington State. We know that that's still happening. We know that there's some tight end issues with some depth. We know that. We talked about that on a recent episode. But it seems like the offense is a little bit behind this defense, and we're now, about 2 weeks away from that Apple Cup. We just talked about how we don't think they're going to lose 3 of the 4 games in the first 4 games of the season, but this might contradict that after what we've been hearing.
Yeah, from sources that are on site and being able to see every bit of action with these quarterbacks, it seems that Pinnock has separated himself from the pack. However, offensively, we haven't seen the move that we want to make. Now, on the flip side of that, our defense is incredibly good. It just doesn't get talked. I'll go back and double down on saying this. Our defense doesn't get talked about enough. We are more stacked than people want to give us credit for, and it all starts with this defensive line. This defensive line is incredibly good. The linebacking core is incredibly good. You've moved DJ Warner to the linebacking core. He's starting to make strides in his career. And then you've also got incoming freshman Lance McGee, along with Nylan Brown, along with Keith Brown, along with these guys that are already established. And I'll also say Isaiah Hung is starting to separate himself. But you have a linebacking core and you have a defensive line that is not being talked about, not even close to enough. And then you also have DBs that are starting to step up with, I believe Jalen Thomas is doing a phenomenal job. Jeremiah Bernard's one of my favorites. You got some really big names. Jack Bell from Arizona State. There's some really good names to just kind of keep in mind. And the way that this offense has had to attack that defense is not easy, because guess who you have orchestrating this whole thing? You got Trent Bray, who's done a phenomenal job. And also, like, he understands, like, he knows what these plays are going to be from the offensive perspective. He understands who these players are and how he can attack that. You can say the same thing on the offensive side, but realistically, your defense is just that much more advanced and further ahead, because they just have so many weapons. And then you flip to the offensive side, you have so many weapons in the backfield. Talking with Kirby Voorhees. His one of his pain points was like, man, our defense is so good. It's tough for me to hit those holes and kind of get that. So they're being battle tested to the absolute max on the offense. So there's good and bad to take from that. The bad is we haven't quite seen or heard of that next level of them turning a corner offensively, being able to pick apart their defense, being able to run through, get 5 to 10 yard gains at a time, being able to get some of that stuff. The scrimmage was definitely defensively heavy and it orchestrated very well on that end. So I'd like to see in our next scrimmage, which I believe is this weekend, I'd like to see in the next scrimmage we put out that boost of that mark of improvement. I'd like to see a mark of improvement from our offense collectively, whether it be all orchestrated from the quarterback position or however you got to piece it together. You have so many good pieces on offense that we can run, we can strategize and beat some of these defenses that we're not supposed to beat, apparently.
Hey, if the defense is making them cause havoc and giving them all these stress tests, that's great. That's fantastic, because we know that there was some ups and downs to Washington State's season last year. And who knows if they were getting stress tests the way they might potentially be doing it right now. I'm going to leave you with this before we head out here on this Lockdown Pac-12 bonus episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you go check out Up West Sports, by the way, as well. Gavin, do you feel more confident about the quarterback race right now, 2 weeks before the season in 2026, compared to last year, 2 weeks before the season in 2026? Where are you sitting? Where's your confidence level?
I'm more confident in this year because I think we have 3 capable quarterbacks that whoever you end up going with, and granted, if we don't win game 1 and it looks ugly, whoever our starting quarterback is, I think is going to make adjustments and it's going to be a progressive season. And if you can get to the Pac-12 if you can do the Pac-12 strong and win a Pac-12 and you lose 3 out of your 4 non-con games, not what we want, But if you lose 3 out of those 4 games and get into the Pac-12 and your quarterback is now locked in and ready to go, and he's got himself suited and booted, figured out, he's got all the reps that he's needed to win a championship, then that's what it is. And we move forward accordingly. Whoever it's going to be, I think, is going to be able to attack at least that.
I love it. Drop in the comments, what is Washington State's record when they head into Pac-12 play against Fresno State, the 5th game of the season? 0-4, 1-3, 2-2, 4-0. Drop your takes. I'd love to hear them down below. And then right after that, go hit that link in the comment description that says Up West Sports and go check out Gavin Hite and all the work they have over there covering Seattle sports and, of course, the Blues Playbook where they cover the Washington State Cougars. Let's get on out of here. Thank you for listening. Please like the video. Please subscribe. This has been Locked On Pac-12.